Uh,
Big ball, flat, making my end. Fucking big killer, hot. Big ball, flat, making my end.
yeah.
Fucking big killer, hot.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's happening, man? You guys already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Click that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. Yeah, week number 18 recap, and we are now settled for Super Wild Card Weekend. I'm going to break down week number 18 on the recap situation where I went 7-5 out of 12 games. Hopefully you guys tallied some of those picks and maybe you won some cash. Starting out with the Steelers versus the Ravens. Like I had mentioned in my prior video, the Steelers had beaten the Ravens 6 out of the last 7 times, and they were 3-0 versus quarterbacks that was non-Lamar Jackson, or 3-1 rather. And the Steelers covered that spread by beating the Ravens 17-10 in a sloppy slugfest classic AFC North type of game in Baltimore, right? But the Steelers have now entered the playoffs with that victory. Watch out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next up was the Houston Texans, led by superstar Rookie of the Year candidate. As far as I'm concerned, he will win the Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud versus the Indianapolis Colts, and I chose the Texans, and they covered the spread at home 23-19 as the young superstar from Ohio State once again came through in the clutch. And the Houston Texans, by the Jacksonville Jaguars losing, are now AFC South champions, and they are now in the playoffs. All right, and then you had the Cowboys versus my Commanders, and like I basically said, just lay down, don't even worry about it, be happy with the number 2 pick, let Dallas do their thing. They tried to fight a little early. It was 10-7 late in the second quarter, and then Dallas began to regained the form and blew the doors off my Commanders 38-10. I picked the Cowboys on that 13.5 point spread, and obviously they covered that spread by a long shot. Then we had the Vikings. Oh, well, speaking about my Commanders, I had this, if it was me, I would have had everything packed up, waiting for them in the office, boxed up. But Ron Rivera has been fired as the Washington Commanders head coach after 4 seasons. 1 season we did win the NFC East, but the last 3 seasons have been unsatisfactory. Then we had the Vikings versus the Lions. I chose the Vikings, but the Lions played their starters throughout. They were playing for something. They didn't want to lose momentum, and they beat the Vikings 30-20 in Detroit. Then we had the Jaguars versus the Titans. I had picked the Jaguars thinking that they were going to, secure that playoff spot. And the Titans showed up. Derrick Henry, possibly final game in the Titans uniform, ran wild, looking like Derrick Henry of old. D-Hop got on the board as well. And the Titans win 28-20 at home. Then we had the Falcons versus the Saints. I chose the Saints to cover the spread, and the Saints blew off the doors 48-17 over the Falcons. The Falcons head coach also was fired. It ain't wait till Monday. They fired him immediately. You hear me? Immediately. He was gone. But controversy circled around Jameis Winston. They were saying that the coach had called for them to kneel, and Jameis called the play, and the Saints scored. And people were upset about that. Listen, dude, it's football. Professional or not, listen, man. If you don't want that to happen, then just stop the man. Stop the team. Stop crying, you know. But anyway, the Saints took care of business. Then we had the Bears versus the Packers. And I took the Packers at Lambeau to cover. And they took care of the Bears 17-9. And they also are in the playoffs, the Packers. Then we had the Eagles versus the Giants. And I took the Eagles on the spread thinking that they would go ahead and close the deal to win the NFC East. And they did everything besides that. The New York Giants took it to them. A couple people got banged up for Philly. And they're limping going into their playoff matchup that I will talk about in a separate video. They lost 27-10 versus the New York Football Giants. Then you had the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. I took the Seahawks to cover the spread. They did everything besides cover the spread. The Cardinals gave it to them, gave everything they had, but the Seahawks still squeaked out the victory 21-20, but they have been eliminated from the playoffs. Then we had the Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. I took the Rams. Basically, the Rams was just playing for whether they was going to be the 6th or 7th seed. San Fran obviously didn't have anything to play for. They already locked up the 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. And the Rams took care of business 21-20 in San Francisco as the Rams are in the playoffs. Then you had the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers. I had picked the Chargers on the spread at home, considering that the Chiefs were not going to be playing Patrick Mahomes and nobody for real like that. And they still blew it as the Chiefs won 13-12. Obviously, the Chiefs are in the playoffs. And then the last game, the late night game between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, the winner was taking the AFC East. I picked the Buffalo Bills to take care of business, and they did just that, 21-14 to win the AFC East. They finished the season on a 5-game win streak, winning their last 5. Obviously, they were 6-6, and Josh Allen, that offense and that defense propelled to win the AFC East. Now, with the intriguing matchups, like I said, I'm going to do it in a separate video. But how did you guys fare if you guys, tallied some of my picks? What are your thoughts of the NFL season? Your thoughts of the firings around the NFL already? The draft order, as my Commanders have secured that second draft pick. The Bears, what are they going to do at number 1? Are they confident in Justin Fields, and do they want to trade down to build around Justin Fields? Maybe grab Marvin Harrison Jr. And will the Commanders move up to 1 so they can get their future at the quarterback position? It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion, and I'm out. Until the next time.